The one and only Ella Rad. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming by Columbus. For those that might not be familiar with Ella Rad, the Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is song. You just got to trust me that it's playing. I didn't give you headphones when you walked in here. I love that song, by the way.
Thank you.
Super catchy. You're playing tonight upstairs at the Big Room Bar alongside Detention.
Yes.
Welcome to Columbus. How long have you been here?
We just got here tonight. We drove in from...
South Bend?
Yeah, I think we were up in Michigan and we drove 5 hours after my interview yesterday to get here tonight so we could spend 2 nights in the same hotel for once this week. Oh my goodness.
That's got to be a luxury.
Yeah, we've been just sort of hanging around all day so that we actually had a break because we haven't had a break all week. But So we wanted a break today before the last show of tour tonight.
Yeah, super exciting. Are you at all, I don't mean to play the role of pessimist, are you excited to get back home to Texas? You're allowed to say yes.
So I have a puppy at home that I miss very, very dearly, and I was really anxious leaving her because I hate leaving her at any point in time.
Yeah.
And leaving her for an entire week whenever I'm across country is really difficult, so I'm so incredibly excited to see her and my tomato plant, my bed, where I don't have to leave at 5 a.m. the next morning and get on the road. So
yeah, the next time that you're here, I'll say an open invitation. Next time that you come play the Big Room, you can bring the puppy. We were just playing Noah-Con, and Noah-Con brought Penny, the dog from the album cover, running around the radio station. It was awesome.
Oh my God, we would love to bring her on tour. I think that's something we're gonna look for in the future whenever we probably have a little bit more room because she's huge. She's a giant sheepadoodle.
What's her name?
Percy.
Percy. That's a great dog name.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan of human names for animals. I had a cat named Frank for a long time.
I love it. I want a cat and I want to name it Tampon.
That's a very creative name. I'm not going to ask where the story is started, not in front of all these people. Your first show is outside of Texas. Is that true?
Yeah, I had a show on Monday that was in Denver at Mission Ballroom, and then the next day was Colorado Springs. Yesterday was Michigan, and then today is Columbus, and then it's over, which is so sad because I've been having so much fun.
Well, the silver lining getting home to Percy.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice. The pictures are insane, by the way, from your tour so far. I mean, you mentioned that the first show was kind of small, but then the next one's, my goodness.
Yeah, it was crazy. So apparently a lot of people in Denver knew who I was, and they were all very excited to see me, and then they also found me from that show. Mm-hmm. And so there, and then since I played in Colorado Springs, a few people also drove down to Colorado Springs to see me again, and that was really, really sweet to be able to talk to them. And I stayed after both shows, and I talked to everyone, because I like to do that. I like to connect with whoever saw me there and sign whatever they want me to sign and whatever. And get pictures and stuff. So that was really, really nice.
Yeah, it's such a cool kickoff, and we hope that trend of playing for a bunch of people continues. I'll remind everybody listening that the Big Room Bar is the place to be tonight to catch Ella Rad alongside Detention. Now, you just showed up here to the radio station, I'm talking minutes ago, and I dragged you downstairs and sat you in front of a microphone after a very brief tour of this building in particular. And we were talking off mic just in the seconds that we had about the concept of rawness and authenticity and nerves. Mm-hmm. When you're playing in front of that many people, I guess I could start by asking, do you get nervous?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So it was... Whenever I was first asked to play at the Mission Ballroom show, because that was in front of 4,000 people, which is way more than I've ever played in front of in my life. And I was first asked to play for them, and I didn't feel nervous at all. I felt just excitement. I was like, I can't believe I'm getting to do this awesome thing. And I didn't feel nervous for months. And then what sort of happens with these shows is I'm not nervous at all until 30 seconds before I go on stage. And then all of a sudden it hits me like a truck, and I'm a nervous ball, and then I'm standing there right before I go on stage. People are shoving me to go on stage, and I sort of bounce a little bit, and I go, okay, and then I just go, and I just, it's sort of like whenever you throw yourself into freezing water, and you just gotta throw yourself into it. There's no countdown or anything. You just gotta do it because you're gonna chicken out.
Yeah,
that's how it is with me.
Every show is like a polar plunge. What's Can I ask? I don't mean to pry too much. You know what I mean?
Go for it.
What do you imagine is the fear? Because for me, sometimes when I'm on the radio, it's I had a really interesting thought about what I was going to say into this microphone, and I've got 10 seconds into the song, and I don't know. My short-term memory is shot. You're not like worried about forgetting your lyrics or anything, is it?
So that was something I was worried about. That was one of the first things. Was like, what if I forget my words? I've never forgotten words on stage, so I don't think that's something to be really worried about. What I worry about is specifically that show was making time. I had to cut a song from while we were on stage. My manager came into my in-ears, my headphones that I have on stage, and he was like, you have to cut this one song. You have to go straight to the single. And I was like, dang it, because I love that song too. But
yeah.
And I hope I get to play it for y'all tonight. That sucked. But I also worry about, because I word vomit all the time. Like these interviews too, like these on-air interviews, I word vomit and I don't even know what I'm saying until after I've already said it, and it's after the interview and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that.
Yeah.
Same thing on stage. I start talking and I cannot stop what is coming out of my mouth. So that's part of the reason why we had to cut a song, was because I started talking and I couldn't stop. It's all the people and all the energy that's there. It just makes you want to talk to them and like have these all huge conversations. And it's like you can't do that whenever you're on stage. So that's part of the reason why I love hanging out a little bit afterwards and getting to meet so many people, because I'm able to actually have conversations with them instead of me just talking and singing to them up stage. They're able to get to know me and I'm able to get to know them.
I think that's a really great sign. Like a takeaway at the end of it is that you're so excited and willing to get into the crowd and get into the mix of the people. You're like one with the crowd. That's cool. You don't see that all the time.
I was literally one with the crowd at Denver. I got down, I jumped off of the stage onto the barrier, and then they couldn't let me back up. So I was like, fine, I'll finish the show down here.
That's great. Well, hey, I think that you'll have, don't allow me to speak for Randy upstairs or anything, but I have a feeling that you'll be able to play all the songs that you want tonight. The curfew here, probably a little less strict than the other places. Thanks for coming by and playing some music for us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. It's Ella Red here with us in the studio. How about we play the single, Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is? Do you have any thoughts leading into the song that you'd want to let anybody know about, how it came to be, what it means to you?
For anyone listening to the song who may connect to it, it doesn't just have to do with, romantic relationships. It has to do with friends, with anyone in your life. It's really, are you in or in the way?
Mm-hmm. I love that line. Ella Red, thanks again for joining us. BigRoomBar.com for details about the show tonight. Doors at 7 alongside Detention. Here's Ella Red, Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. CD 92.9.